You could take a guy like Canelo. This guy could do. He can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude.
You can compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
Floyd Mayweather declared, "He was the greatest in his time, and I'm the greatest in mine. There's no reason to compare us." With that, he sent shockwaves through boxing by directly challenging Terence Crawford right after Canelo Alvarez's recent fight. Known for his unbeaten record and trademark self-belief, Mayweather made it clear he's open to stepping back into the ring for another blockbuster event. The possibility of him facing Crawford, widely seen.
Let me ask you though, Canelo this week actually said something interesting. He goes that Crawford's a better fighter than Mayweather. Do you agree with that? Do you feel like he is?
I think he's more all-rounded in some ways, but Mayweather was so good at certain things that made him impossible to beat. He really stuck to his niche of style, where Crawford kind of tries to fight the more honest, I guess, exciting, traditional way, being there, just moving out the way, landing the shot, where Mayweather would have you dancing around him and chasing him and falling short and falling in and countering the life out of you, and knew and understood 10-9 rounds better than anyone else. You only have to win 7, 10-9 rounds clear and you've won the fight as long as you don't get put down. And obviously he never really got put down. I know there's a few question marks, but for all intents and purposes never got put down, and he was the best, one of the best to ever do it. It's very hard to go a whole career undefeated.
Terence "Bud" Crawford kept his undefeated record intact by beating Canelo Alvarez via unanimous decision to become the undisputed super middleweight champion. The fight, held on September 13, 2025, at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, was one of the year's most anticipated events. Crawford stepped up 2 weight classes for the challenge, but entered with supreme confidence. Even though Canelo was the naturally bigger and stronger fighter, Crawford dictated the pace, using precise boxing, smart footwork, and clean combinations to take away Canelo's power advantage.
What did you think of the fight?
Man, I loved it, man. I love the fight, man. I love the fight. I did not know how it was gonna go. I didn't think the weight was gonna be a problem for Terence Crawford. I'm on record as saying I didn't think it was gonna be a problem, but it stood to be seen. It needed to be seen, and I knew we would have known after the first, second, or third round. You feel what I'm saying? And when I seen how Canelo was respecting his jab and how Canelo was respecting his power from the very beginning, I knew how it was gonna go. And I knew that Bud was only gonna get stronger and get bolder, and start to wear him down, because Canelo is known to start to wear a little bit in the later round.
Everyone said that Crawford was not going to exchange tonight, and he traded with Canelo up close.
Man, Bud is the best, man. Bud is the best. I've been on wax and saying that, Bud. I've been on wax and saying that for a couple of years now. I bet against Bud on Spence. I bet against Bud on Porter. I didn't think that Bud was the best. I got to give it to him. Bud the best, but he's hands down. He's the best. He's the best right now. I don't think nobody need to question him no more. I mean, you kind of got to give him his respect no matter what. You got to give him his respect. He just went up 2 weight classes what people said he couldn't do. He's doing everything that people say he can't do, and he is doing it with ease. Right? You got to respect that.
Break it down for me. How did he win that fight in the way he won it tonight?
He won the fight by gaining Canelo's respect. I think he was already in Canelo's head a little bit. I think that even though Canelo knew he was smaller and everything else, these fighters are still humans, and they hear what the people are saying. Canelo was, I'm sorry, not Canelo. Crawford was undefeated. Look at what he did to Spence. I mean, look at what he's doing to some of these people. So no matter what, I mean, you have to take that into consideration.
For this fight, Floyd Mayweather Jr. backed Terence Crawford, trusting his skill to overcome Canelo Alvarez. Even though Crawford was seen as the underdog, Mayweather placed a $50,000 moneyline bet at plus 148 odds. When Crawford won by unanimous decision, the bet earned him $124,000. This wager not only showed Mayweather's faith in Crawford, but but also highlighted his keen understanding of boxing and its dynamics.
Check this out, guys. Floyd Money Mayweather just shared on social media that he bet $50,000 on Crawford to win, and he won $75,000 back. So Crawford made Mayweather $74,000. Most people that I talked to were betting on Canelo. A few people bet on Crawford. How much money did you win on Crawford? $200 here, $200 there. But most people that I know bet on Canelo. And we'll hear from Canelo. We're gonna hear from Crawford. And I'll keep you guys posted. But right now, Floyd Money Mayweather bet on Crawford and make some money. What do you want to see Crawford do next? What do you want to see Canelo do next? Let me know. Definitely interesting developments here tonight. When I watched the fight live, I thought Canelo won. I think Canelo won. I have to watch it again, but with no audio because I know the broadcasters were all against Canelo. They were all against him all week from the rivals. So I don't expect anything different.
Mayweather has openly stated his view on the pound-for-pound rankings, naming Terence Crawford as the top fighter in the world today. After Crawford's dominant showing against Canelo Alvarez, Mayweather praised his skill, discipline, and ability to excel across multiple weight classes. To Mayweather, pound-for-pound greatness isn't just about titles. It's about consistently proving dominance over the best opponents. He believes Crawford has done exactly that, defeating elite champions while remaining undefeated, solidifying his position as the fighter to beat in modern boxing.
Right now, in your opinion, who's the best fighter in the world?
We can put Tank up there in the top 10 in pound for pound. He has to be somewhere in pound for pound. And Canelo done something that is amazing when Canelo was able to go to light heavyweight and become light heavyweight champion, something that I didn't even see him going up that heavy, and he did that. So, but as of right now, I have to put Terence Crawford as number one.
Crawford has long respected Mayweather, not only for his in-ring skills, but also for how he managed his career and built his legacy. Over time, that respect grew into a genuine connection between them. Crawford has received advice and tips from Mayweather, which he takes to heart and puts into practice. Their relationship reflects a shared bond rooted in ambition, legacy, and a mutual understanding of what it takes to reach true greatness in boxing.
But I know how you is. You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever keep it real, bro, keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fight. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
But you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd, nah.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, man, I'll be this. Never. That's some hating type shit to me.
Like plotting.
I ain't never been that type of.
Recently, Canelo Alvarez made a striking admission during a press conference, saying, "I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather." This was notable because Alvarez had previously suffered his first career loss to Mayweather in 2013 at just 23 years old and undefeated. Crawford's performance was exceptional, displaying superior hand speed, footwork, and tactical precision to outbox Alvarez over 12 rounds. Even after moving up 2 weight classes, Crawford neutralized Alvarez's power with smart defense and sharp, accurate counterpunching.
Right Hub TV, right here in the middle.
Yeah.
Champ, first off, I want to thank you for the illustrious career that you have given us in the game. You've been a steadfast professional in the way that you conducted yourself, and I want to thank you on behalf of all of the boxing media.
Thank you, sir.
Number
my
2,
pleasure.
Champ, I wanted to ask you, this was a fight that we haven't seen from you before. We've never seen you have the sustained and prolonged frustration during the fight. Was there a point in time where you figured that this just wasn't going to be my night? And if you did, when did that happen?
No, I never thought that. I always try. All the rounds I try, but you need to accept it, right? Sometimes you cannot go, and I try all the rounds. I never think about that because imagine. So I cannot think in that way, but I try my best tonight.
And lastly for me, Champ, in the world of comparisons that we live in right now, if you can, compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
After Canelo Alvarez claimed that Crawford is better than Floyd, Jeff Mayweather, Floyd's uncle, responded sharply. He suggested that Canelo's comment was a tactic to boost Crawford's reputation, making Canelo's own loss to Floyd seem more respectable. Jeff pointed out that Canelo's defeat to Floyd happened when he was in his prime, challenging the idea that Mayweather was past his best. He also disputed the comparison of defensive skills, insisting that while Crawford is very talented, Mayweather's defense remains unmatched.
Well, also if we remember, Canelo at that time was a razor-thin decision. Floyd won, majority decision. C.J. Ross had it with what a lot of people had as a draw. And then the other two judges scored it for Floyd, of course. And that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience, and he still took him, into deep waters. So
what was Canelo? What, 20-something? 20 what? 23, 25?
Yeah, very, very young in the game, obviously.
Very young. He had more fights than Floyd, and he lost.
Yeah, but
a man that was 30-something years old, 36.
But Floyd was clearly at the top of his career, and Canelo had fought a lot of people.
How you at the top of your career in your prime? You in your prime? You ain't in your prime when you're at 36. That's not your prime.
Did he lose? I mean,
your prime is in your 20s.
It's different for different people.
Yeah, okay. Well, so, and that's why Canelo is saying what he's saying.
Want
to make himself look like he did something good.
Trainer Greg Hackett shared his view on the Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Terence Crawford debate, insisting that Mayweather is still the superior fighter. While he acknowledged Crawford's impressive win over Canelo Alvarez, Hackett argued that Mayweather's defensive skills and ring intelligence give him the edge. He recognized Crawford's talent, but emphasized that Mayweather's undefeated record and dominance across multiple weight classes secure his place above Crawford in the all-time rankings. Hackett's opinion reflects the ongoing conversation in boxing about who truly defines greatness in this era.
The Floyd Mayweather that Canelo Alvarez fought.
Yeah.
In the last version of Terence Crawford that we've seen in the ring.
Yeah.
Who's the better fighter?
Of course you got to give it to Floyd. Floyd at that time, Ben, what's up? Floyd at that time versus Canelo was in total confidence. His skill set, his IQ, you know what I'm saying? Everything he do, he was just a complete fighter that night. But I feel like was up against a lot because he was fighting a guy that we knew something about, but we ain't know too much about. People don't understand how much a fighter could be thrown off by what he don't know. And the reason it throws you off is because you're actually learning about the fighter while you're in there. That's what Bud went up against that night. That's why he didn't look so great to me.
Eddie Hearn has openly rejected Canelo Alvarez's claim that Terence Crawford is better than Floyd Mayweather Jr. He argued that Crawford's resume doesn't compare, noting that many of Crawford's opponents were past their prime when he faced them. While acknowledging Crawford's big wins, including the recent victory over Canelo, Hearn emphasized that Crawford hasn't matched the depth of elite victories across multiple weight classes that Mayweather achieved over his career.
Canelo saying that Crawford's a better fighter than Mayweather. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't. But I think Crawford's a phenomenal fighter. The thing is with Crawford, and I was kind of goading him on this, and it's not his fault. His resume's not that impressive. Like I said to him, tell me your best win ever. This is what I said to him. And you know what he said? Ricky Burns. Right? Now, Ricky Burns is a great fighter. He's my guy. He's a 3-division world champion. But you can't say that he is, like one of the greats. He's one of the greats of Scottish boxing. But if you're talking about one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters of all time, it's not Terence's fault that he hasn't been able to get those fights. But a lot of the guys that he's fought have been done. Even arguably Ricky Burns at the time. I know he went on to win other world championships, but he was kind of on the slide at that time. Kell Brook, Amir Khan, Gamboa, all of these guys. Who else did he beat? Ndongo, like Errol Spence, another example. Terence is brilliant, but he's never actually really had many notable victories. This would be it. I mean, this would be an incredible achievement. But I just feel like at the age that they're at, like, what is going to happen in this fight? And I just see a Yeah, I don't think Terence, because he shouldn't, is going to take that many chances in the fight. He needs to use his movement, use his footwork, which Canelo doesn't like, and win rounds. And Canelo doesn't really like to force a fight. When did you last see Canelo really trying to get a finish?
Carmel Moton recently reaffirmed that Floyd Mayweather will always be considered the GOAT. Despite the recent attention on Terence Crawford's dominance, Moton stressed that Mayweather's perfect record, ring IQ, defensive mastery, and consistent success across multiple weight classes set a standard few can reach. While he praised Crawford's achievements, especially his win over Canelo, Moton emphasized that true greatness isn't defined by a single fight. It's about longevity, flawless performance, and making history by remaining undefeated at the top. He believes that although Crawford is elite, Mayweather's legacy still occupies a higher tier.
Where do you sit with this? Because two pound-for-pound greats of this era, Canelo, we see the resume, Crawford, two-time undisputed, potentially this weekend becomes 3. I've said in a few interviews, is it skills pay the bills, or does a good big man beat a good little man? How do you see it?
I feel like the skills pay the bills, and I feel like Crawford's not that much littler than Canelo. We've seen in the face-off that they're around the same size. If not, Crawford look a little bigger than. Yeah, for sure. So really just we're gonna see tomorrow. How it plays out. Whoever the better man is that night, I feel like will win. I feel like it's even playing fields, and both guys coming ready. So we're just gonna have to see.
If Terence does win this, a lot of people are saying that puts him as the greatest of all time. Now, I know it's hard because obviously you've been with Floyd, and a lot of people are saying Floyd is great. But does that at least put him in that conversation with your Floyd Mayweathers, your Manny Pacquiao's, your Sugar Ray Leonard's, all the greats of the past, and obviously Canelo obviously as well, because he'll be there. Does that put him there?
Yeah, for sure. Of course nobody will, but I feel like Floyd will always be the greatest of all time.
Meanwhile, Crawford addressed the ongoing comparisons to Floyd Mayweather Jr., stressing that each fighter should be judged within the context of their own era. He declared himself the greatest of his time, just as Mayweather was in his, and said direct comparisons are unnecessary. This shows Crawford's confidence in his accomplishments and his aim to build a legacy uniquely his own. Following Crawford's historic win over Canelo Alvarez, longtime trainer Brian Bow McIntyre made it clear there would be no rush into another fight. Bomac highlighted that this was one of Crawford's biggest victories, and he deserves time to recover after intense preparation and 12 grueling rounds. Rather than immediately focusing on future opponents, Bomac recommended a well-earned break to recharge physically and mentally, allowing Crawford to fully enjoy his achievement before planning the next step in his legendary career.
You know what? We're going to get back in the gym. And we're going to assess that. And right now I just want him to go on vacation, have some fun, spend time with his family, man, because we trained for like probably a half a year for that fight. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of time spent away from home, a lot of time spent away from the family. So I just want him to just go get back home.
And what for you?
Yeah.
Damn. And for you? Man, hey, this thing. Appreciate you.
What you saying about training a half a year?
We trained almost a half a year for that fight. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it was so sharp. Everybody.
Bernie Thigh Boxer, a close ally of Terence Crawford, fired a sharp critique after the Canelo fight, insisting that the judges tried to rob us. He argued that the scoring didn't fully reflect Crawford's dominance, claiming many rounds were unfairly awarded or judged too close. According to him, Crawford controlled the action, set the pace, displayed superior fundamentals, and clearly outworked Canelo, yet the judges didn't give enough credit. Bernie believes that even with the unanimous decision, the scorecards didn't do justice. His comments underscore how controversial judging continues to spark debate in boxing, even when a win appears decisive.
Second time he destroyed every myth. Can he take the punch? Is he strong? Is this guy too strong? Man, he did everything. He did everything. Didn't he? Stood and fought with him. See how he
was in the pocket. Was in the pocket.
Turned him. Did everything. Talking about he too strong. Turned him a couple times. Pushed it. Crawford the best, man.
Floyd Mayweather brings a unique perspective to this matchup, having defeated Canelo Alvarez back in 2013 when Canelo was undefeated and on the rise. a win that highlighted Mayweather's legendary defense and ring IQ. Years later, he's now turning his focus to Terence Crawford, the fighter who recently dominated Canelo. By calling out Crawford, Mayweather is not only sparking excitement in the boxing world again, but also signaling that he still believes he can compete with the very best.
You fought Floyd Mayweather at what, dude, 23?
23.
That's so fucking young. Yeah. And he was like, that was when he was
No, he was
prime,
in his
right?
prime, yeah.
Prime, and you're only 23.
23.
What was that like?
I trained so hard, and now obviously I try to beat him because, you know, if you beat him, you gonna be the best in the world at 23, so imagine that. But you know, he was the better man that night. A lot of experience. He's a great fighter.
Do you think Floyd Mayweather calling out Terence Crawford could lead to one of the biggest fights ever? Or should money stay retired and let Crawford carry the torch? Share your thoughts in the comments below.